going? So today, well, actually, no, this is the way I need to go. I was at the right place. Today, we are playing with colors. And more specifically, hi, dear soul, welcome back. Today, we are playing with colors and dyes, and we are making a great big stained glass window for, well, our garden. As well as, hopefully, some stained glass windows for our throne rooms, so that we can have some fun with the big sun and moon theme that we've got going on. Oops, bump the mic. Oops. So I'm hoping that we do like a sun on one side and then a moon on the other side or something like that. Maybe have a sun and the moon combined or something like that. And what we'll do eventually is have a copy of it on the other side of the stairway, so it sort of is double layered. And I'm thinking if we do it like that, yeah, that's... So the garden, the flowers are picked so that we've got warm colors on this side on the flowers and then cool colors on this side, so that it's sort of reminiscent of the two throne rooms. Except I kind of ran out of orange tulips and we didn't have any dandelions, so we might want to come back at some point and add some of those on this side, because otherwise it's a little bland on the sunny side. And also, when we planted some sunflowers, the sunflowers faced away from everything and it was just like, oh, such sadness. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll have a mainly blue background to the stained glass, and we'll go with a mixture of light blue, and then add in white and things like that. If that makes sense to people? I'm rather hoping it makes sense. Also, I'm curious, who here plays solitaire? Because I've been on a solitaire spree for the last few months. You know, the solitaire that comes bundled in with the Microsoft stuff. I was like, yay! Because it comes with like these little awards it gives you every so often when you win the game. I'm like, yeah, this is the best thing ever. You get this cool badge. The only thing is, oh, real, oh. Well, the thing is, once it got past a certain point, it stopped building on this really cool badge, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe, and it switched to like this kind of boring credit card shaped thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess this is where we're at, and eventually we'll get a cool thing later on. Like, on one hand, I'm thinking we'll go with the stained glass like this, but on the other hand, actually, how about we make some of it into panes and then leave... That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do this and then give us some of it back. Thank you. And hoping that, you know, I get a cool badge later on, because, you know, those things are like going and getting trophy hunting and something like that. That's fun. That's fun, right? I could not have been more wrong. 10 out of 10. Can I use up? Nope. Oh, there we go. We're good. It's like I reached the next stage after getting that silly little credit card thing last night, and to my utter horror, it was not a cool badge. It was, in fact, another silly little credit card, and I was... It was just not fair. It was totally and utterly not fair. And, like, the way you play Solitaire, it's nice if you want to just sit back, relax, and let your brain do no thinking. Because, like, it's kind of like a matching game. You just go ahead and you let your brain just blank out a little bit, especially on the easier games. So I'm thinking, actually, I really like how there's just that little bit. There's a tree in our way. Who planted this tree here? I like how there's just that little bit of texture to that. And especially, like, even with the same color glass, I'm there for that. And so, I don't think I'll be playing that again. Not for a while. It's like going along and being like, yay! I finally have something cool, and then it turns out to be another fucking another blinking credit card. It's just like, no, that's not fair. It's a completely different thing when you're like, yeah, I don't expect a badge, but then you go ahead and you're offering the promise of a badge. That's something different. Or maybe that's just me. Like, okay, I think that is definitely the start of something that I think I'm going to be quite happy with. I have a sneaking suspicion that that hole is going to cause us problems. Actually, let's solve that problem hole before it turns into an actual problem with the art of scaffolding. Yeah. So if we go like this, then we'll be able to just walk across it, and then this is called thinking ahead. We just need to grab a bit more, and then we should be good. Okay, maybe after the windows, we do the flooring around here, and then we... then that's also thinking ahead. Hi, Jero, welcome back. We're busy doing a stained glass window, and then we're probably going to do a floor. That sounds like a zombie. Hello? Hello? Are you friend? I don't think it's friend. I'm doing really good. Apart from the solitaire situation, but we're not going to be talking about that because, well, I think it's been spoken of by now. I think I have spoken of it enough. And I think what needs to happen is I need to find a new game. I mean, aha. Now this is the smart idea. Like, the main question would be, what's a game that's like chill and comfy and something that you can just go ahead and play that's not Minecraft? Because like Minecraft's my go-to game, but the only thing is I'm playing it all day every day, so it's like, what do you play in what do you do in the evenings apart from read a book? It is much confusion. Okay. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll go to an intense white in the middle here. So we got, and then as it goes up, we hit blue. Like this dark blue. And I think that's how we do this. Also, how's everyone's days going? I don't think I've asked yet. Like, today we got the sun shining over here. I think the world's starting to decide that winter's ending over in New Zealand. We go. Actually, what we could do is make this sort of like a rising moon. Oh, that's really good to hear. So if we're making this a rising moon, then we could make it so that we'd be removing this block and then turning this into sort of like a crescent. I think that would work. Sort of if we're following that shape. Yeah. Actually, if we go like this, just for now, then we won't keep getting washed downstream. And then we'll put the sun over this side so that there's a bit of crossover. We need a bit more of a point, I think. Wait, yes, we have not run out of scaffolding. For a moment there, I was like, oh no. Because basically, if we take this and we build around it, I think we should be in good steading, good luck, good something or other. I've forgotten the word, but it's the good thing. Something like that. And then we thicken it up there and we should be good. I think once we actually put things around it, it should look like a moon. think maybe. I'm looking at it. I'm like, maybe we get rid of this block. Then hopefully, yeah. What do you guys think? They got the crescent shape going on. Either that or it's a witch's hat. It's got the brim. It's got the little pointy bit going up. Congratulations, welcome to Hogwarts, witchcraft and wizardry, blah, 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 blah. Here we have pretty stained glass windows that really emphasize what our hats look like. We run boutique stores. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If we knock out that, like knocking out that one definitely helps. Okay, if we make this thicker, maybe if we follow this line, then it'll stop looking so much like a witch's hat. Oh my goodness. I think we'll do a direct, like, we'll just... No, we need all the glass. We need all the glass. We can't afford to lose it. All the glass. Okay, I think that's definitely helping. Then probably that one. Okay. Yeah. It's a much better vibe. Much less like a witch's. Okay. Then if we go ahead and we... Nope, wrong one. Oh. Fill that in. We have the moon. Oh, look at that. We have a I forgot the word. A study moon to check our other moon from. Our moon looks very much different. It's kind of got a lump missing. Wait, if we go like this, that should widen up. Aha. Okay, now I think it's looking less like a witch's hat. Oh, that's so pretty. Although one thing we need to watch out for is at the moment, these roof pieces aren't necessarily mob proof. So if we get creepers or anything spawning there, we just need to skedoodle or shoot them. So we need to be a little bit careful about that. Otherwise we will have the problems. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm here for this. Like, I haven't tried this type of texturing on glass before, but I'm kind of here for it. I saw it done in a video a while ago. I really like it. It kind of like when you see medieval glass, how it looks all wobbly. It kind of reminds me of that. Although on on a bit of a larger scale, and we no longer need these. These were actually, it'd probably be better to leave at least one here because this is marking out the middle, like the center line. And so leaving this, probably a good idea. People, let's quickly have a snooze. That way, we can actually see where the glass is at. Because right now, it's a little bit hard. Okay. Like coming back through, it isn't really immediately identifiable as a moon. So I think what we'll do is maybe we go ahead and we add some darker spots. And that might help because moons have craters and things. And we can go through with probably black stained glass for contrast. Do we have any more sand? No, we do not. Okay, the rest of the sand is back at base, or back at the sorting system, I should say. This is base. I'm kind of hoping this should be enough to do what we need to do. Oh, we actually do need to make more glass because otherwise we won't have any yellow glass. Or orange. Or anything like that. And that'll be awkward. Okay. Hopefully, we just pop this out and then like this. Make some craters. Is moon? I think we just made it worse. This is a bad move. Okay. Maybe if we just make it a circle and we go with that instead. I think that would be a more reasonable way to do it. And it would get the point across much easier. Or even the iconography of what we did in the throne room. Because if we do it like we did in the throne room with the dark circle with the sliver, then that, although it's not real life equivalent, it still gets the message across. Also, even though I counted this out multiple times, it turned out that I managed to make it one block out from what the other throne room size is. So it had to all be shifted out by shifted by one block. It frustrated the living daylights out of me when I was counting out the windows for that. Oh, jeez Louise. Okay, so if we go for a circle, then we're looking for about here. Think that'd do it? Something like that. Then we knock out probably this bottom row. And then we just even it up. Yeah. And we'll worry about adding the texture afterwards. So right now we're just worrying about getting it into a vaguely circular shape. Which is kind of squished right now. Let me up, please. Okay. If we add a bit here. And then we remove. No, let's look at this carefully. Probably back up a little. We're looking at it, and we want a circle, and we don't really want to do our little wiggle lines. We've got the middle here going up. So we're actually got, no, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is an even circle. We got, hi, Orc, welcome. 1, 2, and then we'll be adding a little bit up the top over this side, and I think that should make it mostly a circle. So what we're doing right now is we're making a sun and moon window. For the, and this is basically a shrine. Yeah. That looks mostly even now. Just a couple blocks here and there. Then we can trim a little bit off there and then bring that into black. I think we should be good. If we go with coming through like this, I think that should be a good path coming in with our black. Okay. Yeah. That looks good. We got it. Bam. It is a semicircle of some sort. I think what we'll do is we'll just add a little bit at the bottom so it really emphasizes the moony shape. There we go. Perfect. We grab those? Let us grab those. Yeah, it does not. Okay. Yeah, I'm there for that. That looks good. Maybe we swap that on out and we put it there. This is too many decisions this early in the morning. There we go. Perfect. We good. Okay. Now comes the point where we need a bit more sand so we can actually do all of this all over again. Oh, I totally forgot. We actually have oodles of black stained glass already because we made it for the mob farm. It's all sitting. I organized this morning. This is what happens when you do all of this stuff before you have breakfast. When you do all of the organizing before you have breakfast. If you do it before you have breakfast, then you don't remember all of this because your brain isn't woken up, and then it just doesn't work. Because if we look in here, look at all this black stained glass that we have not used. It is a genius maneuver. Okay. There we go. Wait, no, we actually do need one of those. There we go. Perfect. Oh my goodness. Hey. Oh, that looks so much more like a moon now. We have a moon. We did it. No longer does it look like a witch's hat. And then I think what we'll do is we'll keep the black for a while and then just let it fade out. Yes, exactly. Food equals thinking. No food equals no thinking. And the thing is, it's even worse when you're streaming because you actually are having to do a few things at the same time. So your concentration is just gone anyways. And I'm pretty sure I have the concentration of a rabbit to begin with. So it's multiplied. There we go. No, we should actually replace that one with one of these ones. And like, I kind of think if like sometimes I consider bringing snacks to stream and being like, oh yes, I have a snack, but then I don't know, the idea of snacking on stream it makes me feel weird, and I'm just like, nah, that's not cool. Have a snack before stream, have a snack after stream, then be good. Because, I don't know, there's just something about hearing someone crunch into a microphone is just, no thanks, mate. Where did that? Aha, there you are. There's that stray piece of glass. That did not work. That is not a vibe. We did not vibe that. Okay, let's try that a different way. We go. Okay, these roses, they are just out to get us. They're putting blocks in places that we really don't want them to be. Be gone with you. We will pick you up later. I think it's something to do with hitboxes and things. So that basically when you're in the rose's hitbox, it puts it somewhere funny. So like that, or I face this way and now it's there. Something like that. It's something you can pretty much guarantee to happen if you're in a hitbox like that. And it's the same for any of these two tall flowers. Because if that happens, and I'm trying to think, because you can do it with a few other things. I know kelp's one, seagrass is one, what's another? There's a couple of other things. Yes, tall grass is one. I think it's basically anything you can walk through that if it interacts with your hitbox. Does this do it? Okay, that's just sadness. But on the bright side, we have oodles of those, so we can replace that later. But as far as I understand it, we don't get to play around with it with like short grass. Like short grass does the disappearing trick as well. Let's bring in some cyan. And you can use it sometimes for placing in tricky spots, but as you saw before, I find it hard to control where blocks get placed, so it's not something I use on a regular basis or much at all, to be perfectly honest. But it is very confusing when it happens accidentally. It's just like, wait, where did that go? I do not know where this is. We need some more of that. Actually, if we get some more sand smelting, then we do not need to worry about this anymore. Wait, does any of these have... Nope. Okay. So, yeah. Like, there would probably be some technical person who would be like, oh yes, this is why it works. And I would be appropriately impressed going, oh, wow, that is a fantastic and fascinating and so amazing. Let me clap my hands. But do we... No, that's just... Oh, we'll take that. Oh, I think we cleared out all our glass. Means now we're at the raw fuel stage. But now it is just a party trick. But having just a party trick sometimes is worth it, I think. Because having party tricks is so much fun. Because then you're like, yes, did you know you can make glass disappear? Bam! Until they look behind you. Although it's doubly effective if your texture pack is also good for making glass disappear. There we go. Let that smelt. And then, hopefully... Well, we don't need that for a while, so... Bum, bum, bum. What's this? Wait, we're going to need a lot of this? Because I went back to the little desert we found in the Badlands, and I have removed all the sand there. So there is now no longer any sand. It is all in the chests. We have just got only the sand that is available basically there. Or we go deeper into the Badlands and hope that we find more sand, which is kind of what I'm hoping for because Badlands like making deserts as well. And I'd rather not go and rip up this Badlands. Because, like, this one's right here, and it would be nice to leave this Badlands untouched, because then we'd be able to have nice and pretty things. But I also know that sometimes that does not get to happen. So, because also these cliffs are going, so there is also that. And it's also been really nice going and flattening these things. Oop. There we go. Okay, so hopefully we have a moon. We have a moon! This is good news! The moon rises! Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Although one thing we could do overall is come through with possibly some walls and add tracery on it. Tracery is something where you go ahead and you go with stairs or slabs or whatever and you outline things. But I'm not sure if it'll work that great with this color palette because generally it's done in a darker color scheme. But we could probably try it with Endstone But I think if we try it, we do it afterwards. So, food for thought for after things. So, now I'm thinking with the moon, not the moon, the sun, we do it up. Oh, I'm glad the moon looks great. Like, that was trying very hard not to let us have our own moon. That would have been very sad. Oop, oop. I'm thinking on this side, because we've got it fairly dark on this side. On this side, we use only fairly small amounts of blue so that it feels brighter. And we use mainly light blue and cyan, so it actually feels like daytime. And if we do that, it should make it feel much more like day. We have any cyan? Yes, we do. Okay. And in theory, we should be able to get this all fixed. Like, I kind of think we really like doing something like this. It feels kind of weird. It doesn't really come into focus until like you step back, and then it's like, oh wow, it is actually working. And then it's like, oh wow, I'm here for this. Oh wait, we actually need the yellows. I'm thinking we go yellow and orange for the sun. And we sort of do a smaller circle and then we do a larger circle. I think that'll be good. Because if we do it that way, then we got the whole kapow effect. Thank goodness. I'm worried for a second we wouldn't actually have any yellow dye. First step. We're doing it the sensible way. Should only need about that much. Like that's about the amount that makes sense to me. Okay. I'm also starting to think we can probably put back that step because, like, the villagers aren't coming up here anymore. I think they've figured out that this bed is not theirs. They don't have to sleep here. Our moon matches. No. Our moon is backwards. Great. This is amazing. We have the other half of the... We missed a white bot, but... Our moon matches. No, our moon is the other half of the moon. I'm here for this. Okay, let's grab that piece of white stained glass before we forget. I have a sneaking suspicion we'd forget. We don't grab that. Ah. Ah! There! No! Bad! Okay, there we go. Yeah, boop. Yeah, boop. Okay. Like, I was looking at getting Baldur's Gate like a couple of days ago, and I was quietly horrified by the memory requirements because it's 150 gigabytes big, and like it's bigger than most of my games that I have installed combined. I'm just like, oh my goodness. But then again, it looks so exciting to play. I'm like, oh, I could totally get another hard drive and it would be worth it, right? It would be worth it, right? Totally worth it. Because at the moment, for most of my games that I can't actually play on my computer because like it's a good computer, but I had to make sacrifices, and some of the sacrifices was actually memory, like hard drive capacity, and I'm like, ah. Bottom. 1, 2, 3. One of those. There. And so the pain is real. Go. We only have 5 scaffold. We've lost another scaffolding. You stop. Ah, they tried to hide. So just the whole going and trying to deliberate on where and when and are we going to buy this and is it worth it, and like the responsible part versus the irresponsible part just warring in the brain being like, yes we can totally go out and do this, versus yes yeah, that is true. That is true. Like having a laggy game is never fun. And like my computer is pretty beefy to play, like be able to record and stream and do that well. It needs to be pretty beefy. And as a general rule, oh wait, what did we do on the other side? Okay, we've only got, so yeah. Okay, done. But I think it's also the whole be a responsible adult and wait for it to come on sale, versus like seeing everyone else being like, yes, this is a fun game. So I suppose I shall just have to wait for Boxing Day or Christmas. It doesn't make the waiting any easier. how does... Oh. Wait. We got 1, 2, 3. Aha! We have a culprit here that is not supposed to be here. Boop. There we go. Hadoop. Perfect. So I'm thinking that the orange will stay as all of them being full blocks, but the middle part, that's going to be patchy like the rest of the build. Okay. That is such a small sun. The moon's just like, bam, we're big. And then the sun's like, oh yes, hi. Hi, we're cute and adorable. Look at us. Oh my goodness. But then again, I still haven't finished Elden Ring. So maybe I should work on that. Like, having game, there is something about seeing a cool game and then being like, yes, it's a new shiny thing. I want to play it. It's so exciting. And then you come back to your old faithful and you're like, I'm home. And like coming back to your old faithful game, for me, it is kind of like coming home and being like, oh, hi. It's good to be in a comfy place where things fit and I know how they work and I can stretch my limits in a place I know I won't get just full on mauled. And I can try new things. I think having a love for both styles of game or gameplay is really cool. So now, like, the sun, we're going to be continuing this up to about here, which is very much over what this is at. But what's going to be happening is that this area is going to be basically, these pillars here are going to be extended up to this height. And there's going to be an air gap that will connect this whole area. And these pillars are going to extend up and all connect to make it all an even height. Because that'll make it 17 blocks high. And that will connect with this and that throne room. And with that, it should be good. Because basically, what's going to happen is, because this will be having a semi-glass ceiling, there's going to be a sort of crisscrossing ribs but things aren't going to fully connect, attach, something like that. Yeah. Oop. Oh, that looks good. Okay, I'm there for that. I like that. Like, it's nice sitting back and not sitting back, stepping back and seeing it. I think that's one advantage of actually going to sleep, is it sort of makes you actually step back for a good hot second and see what your build's looking like, versus sticking your nose to the build for an indeterminate amount of time. It actually goes ahead and forces you to take a quick mental break for a couple of seconds and be like, oh yeah, oh wait, no, there's a little bit of a oopsie right there. And it's quicker than getting many hours into the build and being like, oh no, I built it several blocks out. Speaking of building it several blocks out, this wall was 1 block out. Like, this whole entire wall was 1 block too wide. And after stream, I ended up having to grab a piston and push it all in by one. Because by that point, by the time I realized I'd done all of this filigree and stuff, I was like, oh, I hurt deep inside, right in my emotional core. Ah. And also, this morning, when I was marking out the window, I found out that that room there was actually 1 block too wide as well. So it was like a double whammy. 1 block too wide, 1 block too deep. Either way, it was 1 block out, and it was a way to start the morning, all right. Go cyan, then that. Like, I think the hardest part is the fact that on every build we've done in the world so far, if it's required symmetry, it's ended up being out by at least 1 block at some point, and it's just like, what? No matter how many times we've counted. And even if I've done a bunch of counting off stream and measuring and doing all of this, it still ends up out, and it's just like, this hurts me deeply. This hurts me deep in my soul. Like, I really, really wish that there was an easier way to do the counting, because, oh my goodness. Or a more accurate way. Or something. Because it gets to the point sometimes where it's just like, you know what? We're just gonna fudge it. and hope that nobody notices the odd counts, because oh my goodness, I'm just gonna cry sometimes. And the hard part is, this isn't a new problem. I mean, it's a problem that's gotten better over the years, but it's not a new problem. The whole miscounting thing. One of the reasons why I try to not do so much redstone. Because otherwise I fudge up the redstone and it does not look good. Well, look good. Work. That's the word, work. The redstone does not work. Because redstone is one of those things that actually needs the counting, and when it does not do the counting, then there is the problem of the redstone not doing the redstone thing, and you're like, why does the redstone not do the thing? And then it turns out that there is actually a little thing down the road that way where you're like, oh, I was supposed to put that on a 3 thing, not a 4 thing, not a 3 thing. And you're like, oh. I'm just gonna sit in the corner now and wish it did work, because I thought I counted out all of these perfectly and I double checked them like 4 times and it doesn't work. Redstone's hard. Redstone's like double, triple hard. Like, forget fighting the wither. Redstone. That's where it's at. Because you can get tactics for the wither. I can't think of any tactics apart from Light Matica, and Light Matica is confusing for fighting, for doing redstone. No, that does not go there. Farewell! We'll meet again in another life. Yeah, redstone is 100% the end boss of the game. One day Mojang will add in a redstone powered boss, and everyone except for maybe a couple of redstone engineers will just be like, no, we'll just go and fight the warden. It'll be easier. I think that'll be the true end game of Minecraft. Okay, I think we got it. Bam, there we go. Perfect. Oh. Okay. So now we got our mirrors. No, actually we could turn them into mirrors if we really wanted. But we got our mural. Check. So now I think we get the top of this pillar done. And then we work through to everything else. Because once we get the top of the pillar done, the interior of this room is done. We're organized. Ooh. Oh no, wait, these are what we need. We need a bit of that, we need a bit of that, and we need a bit of that. Probably be better if we grabbed a bit more. There we go. Oh, wow. Okay. Stained glass, totally worth it. That is amazing. So I'm thinking we'll build this up to an average of 2 blocks high. Yeah. It looks amazing. There aren't many churches around where I'm at that have that sort of thing, but the ones that I have seen aren't very good. Apart from one that I visited in Christchurch, although I'm not sure if it still exists anymore because there was a series of major earthquakes. But wow. And yeah, you're totally right. It does. I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll come in for a little bit and we'll put some stairs here. Oops. Is he talking about bringing it in? Does not bring it in. And then at some points we'll make it taller. Because what we'll do is we won't worry about building this area, because what we can do is we can add lights or whatever on the inside, or just totally ignore it, because we won't be able to see into there unless we do some fancy building somewhere else. And if we do some fancy building somewhere else, then that is a problem for later. And we'll be able to access here pretty easily and deal with it then. If we remove that there. That should... And let us up, please. Thank you. Okay. Okay, yeah, next up, we're totally doing that foyer floor. I'm kind of getting sick of bouncing along that one brick, and then we've just got bam, that looking great. It feels like a bit of a flop. And we've got glass, and we've got sandstone. I think we can make something good. We've got glass, we've got sandstone, we've got diorite. Yeah, we got something. We can make something epic. One of those. One of those. Some walls. There you go. There they go. Oh no, we'll need a few more than that. Perfect. Get that. And I think what we'll do, because we've got one more level to bounce up, and we'll make the general level of the floor this level, and we'll bounce up to the second level at about here. So we're stepping up into the main area. And I think that's how we'll do it. And basically, what we're doing right now is we're really not putting anything on the plan. Wait, how come we don't... Okay, no, never mind. was a bit confused as to why that didn't actually add anything, where actually putting the glass down did. So I wonder if it's something to do with putting transparent blocks down that makes it easier. If that is the case, then that makes things really interesting. Oh no, wait, that one would probably be a stair. So what we're doing, let me up please. So what we're doing is, this is the ruined top of a tower. We could actually add a fountain in the middle of here. That would look really cool. But what it basically is one of the pieces of ruined ancient civilization. So the castle is built around this. And basically, from this, we can look at it and be like, oh yeah, this still exists. It's the centerpiece. And it'll look pretty good. So if we put a bit there and then a bit there. There we go. It's got that nice jaggedy look, but it's still feeling like it's a little bit out, but there's these cherry leaves that bring it together. And we won't be using any of that color anywhere else. Yay. Now we get into the fun part. We put in a floor. So we're grabbing some of this and we're grabbing some. I'm thinking we go a little bit of this, a whole lot of this, because I want to use endstone a lot in this build because of its really pale yellow feel. A lot of honeycomb, mostly because we have a lot of it, so we may as well use it. Hi, Jaden. It's not really on the cards. Like, for me, I'm not, the idea of doing a face reveal doesn't appeal to me. But I really like smiling and interacting with people. So, actually, we can swap those out for just normal sandstone because it's the top that we're using. But I do like smiling, interacting with people. So, going and doing it this way works for me. Because I like this level of interaction. But I think if I do like the idea of a face reveal, it doesn't appeal. Also, if we manage to offload our glass, that would be good. Also, I think face reveals are really overhyped. Like, oh yes, I go and congratulations, it's my face. Oh, I'm totally mid-tier. Ah! It's just like, yeah, congratulations. You've been talking to a completely average person who puts on a virtual skin of an elf. Even worse, it's an elf in a hoodie with a blue mouth. Oh, we need acacia wood. And anyways, I can't get a cool hoodie like this in real life. I want a cool hoodie like this. Oh, it's much better to be a blue-mouthed elf with red hair. That way I can get my awesome hoodie. Also, once we get the floor in place, we can actually remove this bottom layer. And I think once we remove the bottom layer, it'll really tell us how high we can build the ceiling for the next layer down. I'm just sort of... This is probably not the... Oh, it would make for really cool merch, wouldn't it? I'd be there for wearing... I just realized I did not turn on the music today. It would make for some cool merch, yeah. And that's actually been mentioned to me a couple of times, that the hoodie looks wearable. And I'm like, yeah, it does.